I'll ask the City Clerk, Beth Cecil, to please call the roll.
Commissioner Jeff Sanford.
Here.
Commissioner Larry Conder.
Here.
Mayor Tom Watson.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Larry Magliner.
Here.
Commissioner Pam Smithwright.
Here.
Thank you. At this time, we'll have the invocation and the pledge. Please stand. Mayor Pro Tem Larry Magliner will do the honors.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather here today, we pray that we do our best and always act in a manner that is best for our community and our fellow citizens. We ask that you guide and direct our meeting so that it is full of wisdom, productivity, and respect for one another. Thank you for helping us accomplish our work, our goals, and leading us through the holiday season. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pro Tem. Okay, the first item 4 on the agenda. There's Senator Matt Castlen. Did he get here on time? Is he? Oh, there. 1 minute late. Well, man, I see you late over. Okay, I'd ask. I guess the new president of KLC. Is that what you call yourself now?
I'm just a lobbyist.
Okay, lobbyist. Please go to the mic and state your name and address for the record, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the Board of Commissioners. I'm J.D. Cheney. I am the Executive Director and CEO of the Kentucky League of Cities. This is day 2 on the job, and I'm pleased to be in Owensboro, not only because it's an important city for us at the Kentucky League of Cities, which it is, extremely important city. We had a great conference here. Thank you all for your all's hospitality. We're looking forward to coming back here in September of 2020. Our delegates and your fellow city officials are as well. But the reason we're here tonight, and you know we got to make this annual trip, it looks like Senator Bowen's successor is going to turn out to be just as great of a friend of cities as Senator Bowen was. So we're here to pay homage and give our thanks to Senator Matt Castlen as a 2019 Friend of Cities Award winner. You've heard this spiel before. I don't know that Senator Castlen has, but you know, at the League of Cities, we don't have PACs. We don't endorse candidates. We don't have any money to give. We don't do those silly little report cards and things like that. We try to advocate for sound public policies that help you all do your jobs, to make local decisions here at the local level where they're best made, rather than Frankfurt or in Washington, D.C. And when we have someone that steps up and sponsors a bill, or in some cases kills a bill, we award them, and our board of directors votes to give them an award. And so Senator Castlen, in his first year, sponsored a piece of legislation that really streamlines and makes more efficient the process for the disposal of surplus property and amending the procurement code. It was a great piece of legislation that made it through, and the governor ultimately signed that. Beyond that bill, though, I will tell you that Senator Castlen's door has always been open for the league in cooperating in any number of pieces of legislation. We could always count on his vote and to support us on any of these myriad of city issues. As you know, we track 300 or 400 bills through the session, and he has been very consistent. So join me on behalf of the 2019 KLC Board of Directors in presenting Senator Matt Castlen a 2019 Friend of Kentucky Cities Award. So Mayor, is it okay to let Senator Castlen speak? And then
Yeah, put him on the clock.
Are you okay doing a photo with him too?
Doing a what?
Doing a photo after?
$5. That's my
$5.
charge.
I'd give you 10.
All right.
So Brianna, I can't not go by saying this. I promise you, the mud that you had on your shoes did not come off my boots because I rode them through the brush before I got here. So, but thank you for the opportunity to come, and JD, it's an honor to work with you all to support local government. You know, local government is the closest to the people that there is, and any way that I can help support that and allow these individuals that are involved every day in our communities, that are actively serving, be able to make decisions on behalf of the citizens. That's what I want to do. And so this is just a little bill that when we looked at it was something simple that again allowed you all to make the best decisions for our city. And so I thank you for the opportunity to serve in Frankfort as your senator, and I look forward to 2020 and continuing to fight for our communities. So thank you all.
Thank you, Matt.
So Brianna wore her boots too. She got them a little muddy when we did some four-wheeling on the way here.
I don't know where we ended up in the dirt. I know I'm an Android, I'm sorry.
Something that Leland can do. Operate an Android.
He is a good worker. I'll say that for him. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the Cap Gardner Employee of the Year Award presentation. Casper Gardner was mayor of Owensboro from 1954 to 1958. He was a United States Navy World War II veteran, dedicated public employee, community figure, and a loving family man. The Cap Gardner Award was initiated in 2007 to honor the exemplary City of Owensboro employee. This is the 13th consecutive year that we will honor a city employee with this distinction. Every year our committee, comprised of a professional member of our community, a member of the Neighborhood Alliance, and a member of the Rotary Club, reviews nominations submitted for deserving employees by their peers or supervisors. The committee had their work cut out for them this year, as there were some amazing nominees. Along with an award to keep with them, the recipient will have her name placed on a permanent memorial at Cap Gardner Park, located at 20th and J.R. Miller Boulevard. Here's an excerpt of the winner's nomination form. The nominee generally cares about her job and responsibilities. She loves the job, and she does, and it shows. She is always punctual and is an exemplary role model. She pays great attention to detail, and she encourages and coaches her employees to do better themselves, whether within the Department of City Hall. The nominee knows all the facets of occupational license fee and property tax collection process. Thank you, Dan. I really like that. She is not only knowledgeable about all the city's finance, occupational withholding, and tax accounting and tax law, she is also very knowledgeable in the city of Owensboro's ordinance and regulations and management in general. It takes a true leader to pull a group together to work as a team. She has made our team a work family. The City of Owensboro is proud to have you as an employee, and congratulations, Dana Coombs. Please come forward. Huh? You're shocked. According to that thing, you shouldn't be. Right. Just doing my job. That's what I like to hear.
Just enforcing your own law.
That's
aggressive.
That's aggressive, aren't you? No, I didn't. Did you? Okay, there's mine.
I have to state my name and,
Address for the record.
you know,
Hope you live in the city.
no.
No, I didn't think so.
I live in the county. I pay the lower rate. Dana Coons, I live in Philpott, Kentucky.
Early retirement, is that what you said?
Yeah. I'm very honored to receive such a special award. Thank you. I especially want to thank whomever nominated me. I want to thank my family for supporting me. I want to thank my wonderful team in finance to help me receive this accomplishment. Thank management for giving me the opportunity to work at the city. I love my job and love all of my peers. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next item on the agenda. Yes, dear. That's my work wife over there. Next item on the agenda is the Golden Santa Award. OMU and the Owensboro Neighborhood Alliance hosted the annual Golden Santa Award lighting contest this month. OMU customers are encouraged to nominate deserving members of the community that showcased a unique and festive lighting display during the holiday season. The winner receives a $250 OMU gift card, a lighted yard sign, and professional pictures of their decorated home from OMU. And this year, Neighborhood Alliance is providing a $100 gift card, which the mayor's going to take because y'all probably don't want it. With 16 homes nominated, the judges had their work cut out for them, but one home stood out above the rest. Congratulations to the 2019 Golden Santa Award winner, Robert Cooner? Close enough. All right. Robert Close Enough Gooner of 3876 Raintree Drive. The community appreciates all the hard work you put into decorating your home for all of us to enjoy. Thank you. Come forward, please.
Disappears. Look like
Sure.
I'm sorry?
On the vein.
It's no pressure.
Facebook Live, everybody's going to see you, man.
Really? My name's Robert Kuhner. I live at 3876 Raintree Drive, and I did this for the kids. It's me, Christmas. I do it all the time, and this is actually the first year. I've lived in Owensboro for 3 years, and this is the first year, and I figured, you know what? I'm going to do it for the kids.
Hey,
So
I
this
live
is
at
what I've done.
3622 Bridgepoint, so if you want to come and do mine next year,
Okay.
I'm all for it.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas,
Congratulations.
everyone.
Golden Santa. OMU and Owensboro Neighborhood Alliance put together that, and we certainly appreciate their efforts. Item 4D is Economic Development Corporation update. Brittany Johnson, Executive Director, who does have a PowerPoint. Ms. Johnson.
Brittany Johnson, 6158 Fairmont Court, Owensboro, Kentucky, 42303. It is the county.
I know.
No, I just wanted to give you a quick update. I'm going to be brief today, but just an annual update about the Economic Development Corporation, what we're up to, and what we can look forward to for 2020. If there's any questions that you have, feel free to contact me, and we can meet and discuss further after the meeting. First, I wanted to start off here with the great team that we have. Sydney Riney has been in our office for almost 2 years. She's the business office communications manager. Elizabeth Griffiths has been in the office since this past May. She's the newest to the team. She's our business retention and expansion manager. And Becky McCubbins has been with the organization for 24 years, and she is almost retired. So we will be in somewhat of a transition coming up, but I could not do what I do without them. They're fantastic. fantastic. They're definitely truly passionate about this community, and they're all about doing something greater than themselves. So I couldn't ask for a better team. What is economic development to us? It's collaboration, support, and partnership. We couldn't do what we do without collaboration. We really do nothing on our own. We're always collaborating with some other organization, whether it be the Chamber, Visit Owensboro, Riverport, Airport, City, County, the city and the county, and all of our investors, obviously, with the support that you give to our organization is what makes it successful. And then we have great partnerships as well, along with the Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development, the economic development organizations within our region and also throughout the state. We learn from each other, market together, and obviously go on some sales trips together to market Kentucky as a whole. And then all of the education institutions are great partners of ours. Talent, innovation, and place, that is really sums up our mission. We're ultimately charged with increasing the tax base, but at the same time, we do work alongside, obviously, the city, the county, and all the other organizations that I mentioned to help facilitate the overall health of the community and make sure that we're, sustainable and have great economic prosperity for years to come. Business attraction, as you can see there in the PowerPoint, everyone's looking for the same thing. And so I put these statistics in there that, there's over 3,000 counties in the United States. There's 119 other counties in Kentucky, thousands of economic development organizations, and there's over 5,000 IEDC members, which is the International Economic Development Association. So we're all looking for the same thing. So what sets us apart? We obviously have a great asset in the Riverport and the airport, partner with them on lots of different opportunities. We recently partnered with the airport on a catchment study that takes the tickets that were purchased within a 90-mile radius of our airport, looks at where they fly out of, where they live, and that will help Rob Barnett at the airport to market for other commercial flights here in our community. We continue to build relationships at the state level with site consultants throughout the United States, and sharing that Owensboro is full of opportunity. Our business retention and expansion, this is really our bread and butter. 80% of our growth comes from our existing businesses. Elizabeth Griffith, that I've mentioned before, has really hit the ground running. She has established a Biz Buzz, which is a plant managers roundtable. So we gather all the plant managers, anyone that wants to sit around the table and have a candid conversation about some of their challenges or successes here in the community. A couple items that have come out of the plant managers roundtable is our education and industry task force that she has started. So we pulled in some educators as well, high schools, superintendents for the school systems, and also our higher education institutions to have conversations about education and workforce and how we can all work together. She has developed our quarterly plant manager or plant tours. I know some of you have attended those, so thank you for that as well. But as you can see there, she really focuses on 151 targeted businesses, and there are a little over 7,200 businesses in Davis County, so I just wanted to share that statistic. If you follow KEDFA, the Kentucky Finance Authority, we had 2 projects that were preliminarily approved, 2 expansion projects here in Davis County last Thursday. So Kimberly Clark was preliminarily approved for an expansion, and also Southern Star. So we're really excited about those projects coming up. So why are we unique and competitive? We have a very diverse industry base here, which I'm sure you know. I looked up our top 20 employers. They come from 9 different market sectors. So that's really great. Everyone has done a fantastic job with this organization, elected officials prior to me really establishing that diverse industry base. Obviously, as you know, we sell quality of life. The school systems, higher education, which I had already mentioned, are fantastic assets to us. Mid-America Air Park, it supports about 3,600 jobs. This is a great asset to the community as well. We have only a couple parcels left in the air park. We have a 90-acre parcel and also a 24-acre parcel. We continue to market the air park. We just had a recent meeting with some site location professionals on different marketing tactics for the air park. There are new signs on Highway 60 marking the air park. So more to come on Mid-America Air Park and some surrounding land. We're having conversations with the airport as well on how we can partner with them. As you can see in the pink there, the red is what the Economic Development Properties has under control, and the pink is the airport property. a couple 2020 initiatives for us is Go Fame. We partner with OCTC on Go Fame. There were about 29 graduates in the 2019 cohort, so we would like to increase participation in Go Fame. The Small Business Development Center, we're working to become the host for the Small Business Development Center. You might have heard earlier this year that Murray is no longer the Small Business Development Center host here in Owensboro. And their new model really focuses on entrepreneurship, so we feel like that's a really good fit for our organization. And then lead generation, also, we are working with a couple companies on some lead generation proposals. We will market Owensboro, Davis County, but then we will also market Bluegrass Crossings in Ohio County, and we will market Hancock County as well, and that really focusing on the region as a whole. Both of those communities are great partners of ours. There's a couple. And then we continue to share our story. I hope that you have received some of our quarterly reports. We like to give you a quarterly snapshot, and you all should have received those about what we're working on and what we're doing. We've revamped our website a bit, making it more user-friendly. Sydney Riney in our office has created some great company spotlights and resident spotlights for our website, so I hope that you check that out. More to come as far as our website goes. We know that somebody looks at us online much before they visit us in person. And moving into 2020, we have 5 expansion projects we're currently working on that are active, 5 new investment projects, so we're taking those into 2020. We'll continue our marketing efforts, as I had mentioned. We really feel that partnerships and relationships are key, and that's where it's at. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and long-term collaboration. Once again, we really appreciate the city's support. We really like the saying as well that by Abraham Lincoln, if everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself, and we continue to look forward to moving forward with you and being a great partner of yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is 4E. It's an audit report. Alexander Thompson Arnold, PLLC, as a presentation, I believe.
Yes.
How are you tonight?
Very fine, Mayor.
Good.
I think I know how to operate this thing. Anyway, this...
Get as close to the mic as you can,
Can you hear
please.
me? Can you hear me now? Sounds like the commercial.
Better.
Okay. We have the 2019 June 30th audit. We'll go through the basic audit process. We start out, we analyze the controls, we look at the key steps and document everything through flow charts, and then we assess audit risk, which determines the amount of our audit procedures. Anymore with the new risk assessment standards they're not new now, they've been out about 5 years. We have to look at the city as a whole, just not the books. So we look at external factors that could impact the financial statements. The next thing we do is the risk assessment. And you can see that's basically shows the big portion of that. If you look at the 5th part, the yellow, the monitoring, that's how well elected officials and management monitor the operations of the city. And that's the most crucial part of the risk assessment. If you have good monitoring, you have reliable financial information. Some of the highlights, your net position, which is the government-wide financial statements, increased by about $392,000. It went from 98,394 to 98.3 million to, 98.7 million. And your total assets and deferred outflows were 374 million, and your total liabilities were and deferred inflows were 276 million. So you're in a very healthy position. The big thing here that's the big monkey that everybody's dealing with is the net pension liability. It increased from 70.8 million to 75.5 million, or went up about 4.7 million. The other post-employment benefits, or OPEB, that decreased slightly by about 2.6 million, so that's unusual for that to happen. But those are going to be challenges. I think as we're all aware from what's been in the media and everything up in Frankfurt, that's going to be a challenge for municipalities for the next few years. This next schedule shows the breakdown of the government-wide financial statements with the city of Owensboro, the Riverport and OMU, combined with all the component units of the city. You have total assets and deferred outflows of $965 million. You have total liabilities and deferred inflows of approximately the total liability, about $615 million, and your net position is $316,447,000. So that's very strong. Some of the highlights there, that one of the things it was pleased to see, the fund balance increased by $5.7 million for this fiscal year, and last year it was $2.4 million. The occupational and net profits taxes increased by $7 million, and the ending fund balance was $16.9 million, or you have 117.5 days of operating expenditures in your fund balance. The Government Finance Association recommends you keep at least 60 days. Other people, the rule of thumb is 90 days, so you're in a very healthy position, which leads to the next thing. Your credit rating was upgraded from A2 to A1. So that's very impressive. And the graph I have here shows the increase where your net profits have been. They were in 2015 in the general fund, they were $16.5 million. This year, 2019, they were $25.3 million. And that was the primary factor, with a few other things in cost control and ensuring you had a healthy increase of your fund balance. You can see the last, from 2015 to 2017, the general fund operated at a deficit. Cumulatively, that's about $2.8 million deficit. And last year you had about a $2.4 million increase in your fund balance, and then it's about $5.7 million this year. So that's very impressive, and it's good to see. Next, your fund balance, you can see where it was back in 2015 is $10.2 million. It got as low as $8.9 million in 17. So since then, it's almost doubled up to $16.9 million, and that's very solid. This graph here illustrates how far you are in excess of the 60-day rule of the Government Finance Association. You're about double that. So again, that's impressive, and that again correlates to the increase in the credit rating. Your debt service expenditures, you can see they peaked at $15.2 million in 2018 over the last 5 years, down to $13.2 million this year. And as I was talking about earlier, this is one of the biggest challenges municipalities are facing, is this net pension liability. You can see back in 2015, it was $41.6 million for the city, and it's increased over a 5-year span to $75.7 million. But that's going to be, like I said, the challenge for everybody, I think, as we're aware of, and that's going to probably have to come from your resources. And other than that, if there's any questions, I'll be glad to entertain them.
Any questions? City Manager, you have any comments?
No, Mayor. Well, actually, I do. That's okay. Just
Oh,
briefly.
you can't change your mind.
Oh, well, I did.
Okay.
Just a couple of comments based on what Mac said. And Mac, thank you for your report. I'd like to take a moment to thank Angela and Danae and the finance staff. I know a few of them are still here, and they work tirelessly on our behalf and on our citizens' behalf. So I'd like to acknowledge their hard work. As Mac reported,
They're two of the best.
Yeah, they are. As Mac reported, we had a wonderful fiscal year last year. We had a positive contribution to the fund balance. It was substantial. Our revenue was through the roof. Our net profit tax in particular was up, what, 37% above budget. So we had a great year. Departments did a fantastic job of managing expenses, which resulted in the report you heard today.
What you said, I'm all for it. Good job. Anybody else? Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the audit report. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. On to
Thank you.
business. You got something else?
Thank you, Doe. I was just going to say thank you all for the opportunity to be of service.
Well, thank you. Keep bringing good news, or guess what?
I'm just the messenger. Thank you all, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Christmas.
Thank you, sir. Item 5, consider approval of the minutes dated December the 3rd. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. We're going to break down these board appointments in two different sections. This is going to take a little while, so. The Owensboro Davis County Regional Airport Board reappoint Brenda Clayton to a 4-year term expiring January the 21st. It just doesn't seem right, saying 2024. City Employee Pension Board reappoint Lynn Holland to a 4-year term expiring January the 7th, 2024. Civil Service Commission reappoint Keith Ellis to a 3-year term expiring January the 8th, 2023. The Grad Board of Directors reappoint Nate Pagan to a 2-year term expiring December the 31st, 2021. Grad Regional Transportation Committee reappoint Kevin Culligan to a 1-year term expiring December 31st, 2020. City Utility Commission reappoint Tony Cecil to a 3-year term expiring January the 8th, 2023. Reappoint Paul Martin to a 3-year term expiring January 18th, 2023. The Owensboro Parks and Recreation Advisory Board reappoint Hannah Thurman to a 2-year term expiring November the 7th, 2021. Appoint Chip Pride to a 2-year term expiring November the 7th, 2021. And appoint Rafe Buckner to a 2-year term expiring November the 1st, 2021. The Owensboro Metropolitan Planning Commission reappoint Fred Reeves to a 4-year term expiring January the 1st, 2024. And appoint Skylar Stewart to a 4-year term expiring 2024. Property Maintenance Code Enforcement Board reappoint Glenn Morrison to a 3-year term expiring January the 4th, 2023. Regional Water Resource Board of Directors reappoint Bob Whitmer to continue filling a term expiring June 30th, 2020. That's when they're going to try and get all their board members on the same, reappointed at the same time. And the Senior Community Center for Owensboro and Davis County appoint J.T. Fulkerson to a 3-year term expiring December the 31st, 2021. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Could I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Speak now, Skylar, or forever hold your peace. Okay, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. We're going to consider Owensboro Davis County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors reappoint Larry Maglinger to a 1-year term expiring January the 1st, 2021. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, Larry, you abstain. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Owensboro Davis County Drug and Alcohol Steering Committee, reappoint Rosemary Condor to continue filling a term expiring September the 1st, 2020. Larry, you'll be excluded. Abstain. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Ordinance, second reading, we have none. Ordinance, first reading, we'll have no vote. Counselor, item 7A.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Ordinance 36-2019, an ordinance closing and abandoning a portion of an alley right-of-way at the rear of 418 and 424 Bolivar Streets in the city of Owensboro, Kentucky, at the request of Saints Joseph and Paul Catholic Church. Introduced and publicly read on first reading this 17th day of December, 2019.
Okay, City Manager, do you have any comments?
I do, Mayor. Thank you. This
Welcome.
is first reading of an ordinance closing a portion of an alley behind 418 and 424 Bolivar Street. The request to close this portion of the alley was submitted by St. Joseph and Paul Catholic Church. The church owns all contiguous or adjacent property to the portion to be closed. The request to close the alley was reviewed by city departments and utility providers, and no objections have been raised.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, hearing none. Item 7B, Counselor.
Ordinance 37-2019, an ordinance amending and updating sections 5-127, 5-129, 5-130, 5-136, and 5-137 of the Property Maintenance Code as codified in Chapter 5, Article 4, Division 1 of the Owensboro Municipal Code. introduced and publicly read on first reading the 17th day of December 2019.
Thank you, Counselor. City Manager?
Mayor, excuse me. Yes, sir, Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's first reading of an ordinance making changes to our property maintenance code. Public Works Director Wayne Shelton provided a very thorough briefing to the commission at our work session last week, about 30 minutes in nature. I won't attempt to recite all the various information that Wayne provided at that time, but in summary, it changes updates and clarification for definitions, enhancements for enforcing standards and abating potential violations, salvage materials, and hobby or unlicensed vehicles, and stormwater and sanitation enforcement.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else from the dais have any discussion? Okay. Item 8B, Municipal Order. Counselor.
Municipal Order 34-2019, a municipal order authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a parking lease agreement with the Enclave at Riverfront Living LLC and to approve the easements as contained in Exhibit A, introduced and publicly read for approval the 17th day of December 2019.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
City Manager, have anything?
Yes, for your consideration is a municipal order authorizing a parking lease and revised easement for the Enclave project at the corner of Veterans Boulevard and Frederica Street. The commission in 2016 approved easements at the time based on construction plans. However, this authorized revised easements based on actual construction now that the project is finished.
Thank you. I missed somebody in the audience on the property maintenance thing. If you'd like to come and speak at the podium, state your name and address for the record, please. I apologize for that. All right, all in favor indicate by saying aye on 8A.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Motion carries 4-1. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm Bob Clark, 1533 East 26th Street here in Owensboro. The way I read the paper, what's classified as hobby vehicles, I myself have a utility trailer, a cargo trailer, and a Polaris Ranger. My dad has a dune buggy, a utility trailer, and a camper. We lived in this city, paid city taxes, Dad for 53 years, same place. And the way I read this ordinance, it put us out of compliance. Am I misreading something?
If you would ask Wayne.
Okay, Wayne, would you please comment? Wayne Shelton, Public Works Director.
Wayne Shelton, Public Works Director. You know, that is a challenging question, and then as we look at those, each one will be looked at a site and location specific. You know, storage requirements are really based on parameters of how much stuff that you can allow in a backyard. You know, when you talk about four-wheelers, dune buggies, junk cars, 2-3 trailers, different types of trailers. And the first question is well, how big is your lot? You know, how much room do you have available for storage? And then and how is that lot situated and compared to with your neighbors? You know, not knowing that exact location, I can't say yes he can or no he can't. You know, if a gentleman has an acre lot versus a patio home, then the answer is no, you can't, yes you can. So it would have to be that site specific. You know, I don't know your circumstances of your backyard. I don't know if it's fenced in, if it's a privacy fence or not. And so I can't say specifically whether you will be allowed to have, I don't know, what was that, 5, 6 trailers?
3.
3 trailers?
3 hobby vehicles.
3 hobby vehicles, 3 trailers. The next question is how much paved or surface parking do you have? You know, if you have a detached garage out back, you have a double wide driveway, then by law you're allowed to park certain vehicles on those. So if you have a cargo trailer and it's parked in your driveway, that's legal parking. So is that really part of this requirement? And I don't believe it is. You know, it's not to address what's illegal, it's to address what's illegal. You know, so we're saying is, you know, what is the limitations of how many trailers can I park in my backyard on grass? How many vehicles, whether they be, can I park in my backyard on grass? And that answer is really is based on, it's on your backyard. and how you adjust that. Could I pack 4 trailers in my backyard? Depends on what size those trailers are. So I hope that answers your questions, and to some extent, you know, I can't literally say here that, yes, you can all the way in town. If you live in a condominium on the Oaks, then you pretty much can't have a whole lot in your backyard because you don't have a backyard. You know, if you live in the older parts of town where you have a larger backyard, then yes, you have more available space to store things in. So this is really a location and site specific answer.
Okay, thank you, Wayne. What? Okay.
Wayne,
Mr. Sanford.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just for clarification, if someone has a trailer with like an ATV parked on it, is that counted as 1 or is that 2?
Well, it's like this. Where are you parking it?
Okay.
If I have a golf cart on my golf trailer and it's parked in my driveway, should that be an issue? No.
Okay.
Is that an issue? No. If I have 8 old golf carts parked in thrown in my backyard for storage because I might repair them one day, then that is an issue.
Thank you.
Commissioner Smith-Wright?
Yes, Wayne. You know, we keep talking about backyards and how much space you have in your backyard, but this also goes for front yards too, correct? I mean, we just keep saying backyards and whether you have privacy fences and those kind of things, but then there are people who have a lot of stuff in their front yard that.
Well, parking, the parking as is right now prohibits certain things and certain parking on areas that aren't really designed for parking. In other words, you're already not allowed to park things in your front yard, to drive across the curb to park things in your front yard, because that's the area that's not designed for parking. You know, a lot of folks that have various amenities or toys have gone in and created a double wide driveway. You know, part of OMPC requirement says you can have a driveway of certain width based on your property size. So some folks have gone in and they've created a double driveway so they can park their extra vehicles, their camper, their motorhome, whatever, in their driveway. So that you know, so that parking is in the front yard or side yard is pretty much already addressed. There's some clarifications here as far as some definitions, but that's not changed.
Sir.
So am I understanding
Get back in front of the mic, please. Thank you.
If I'm understanding him right, as long as these hobby vehicles are on pavement or concrete, they are not considered as one of these 2 vehicles. Is that what you're saying?
Hobby vehicles are really defined in 2 ways. One is for lack of a better word, an operative motor vehicle. I've got a 64 Mustang that I'm going to fix. It's parked in my backyard or stored in my backyard. That's a hobby vehicle, defined as a hobby vehicle, but it's not operable. You park a 64 Mustang that's been restored in your driveway and it's licensed. It's still pretty much a hobby vehicle, but that's a legal vehicle for street use. So they're the same things, but just different stages in their life. So if you park a trailer in your driveway, it's on paved surface, it meets OMPC requirements, then it's not an issue.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Tracy Payne. I live at 102 East Warwick Drive. One of my issues with this too is you're saying the privacy fences. Okay, you're taking away our privacy. When you say the privacy fence no longer makes it your private yard, you're getting into a lot of avenues. Swimming pools, what can you do behind your privacy fence around a swimming pool? You know, when you take that privacy away, we lose any of our privacy. Steve Lynn has been to my house. They told me I had a lot of problems with my neighbors. One neighbor one neighbor in particular, he died, so I don't have to worry about that no more. Bless his heart.
You just outlasted him, didn't you?
I outlasted him. But anyway, I put up a huge fence, 6x6 post, 8 foot tall. The man said, I can still call in on your yard. I said, you do. The city has done told me I can sue you for invasion of my privacy. Okay? Now, I built my fence. If y'all put this ordinance into play, I might as well take the fence down and throw it away, because I don't have no privacy no more.
Wayne?
Ordinary views defined at ground level from adjacent property. So that means I'm standing on a sidewalk or in a driveway. I'm not standing on a raised patio or looking out a second window of a house that's adjacent to it. So when you say out of ordinary view, then that means that I'm standing on ground level and I can't see it. So what you do in your backyard, as long as it falls within limitation of these other areas, is only our concern is when we have complaints addressing that. And those complaints have to be about items that are prohibited from existing. No, you can't store trash in your backyard because you choose not to haul your toter to the front yard. No, you cannot go out and collect everything in town that other folks have discarded and make it a salvage yard. So those are the concerns that this ordinance really addresses, is that hoarding of materials in your backyard that detracts from the values of other people's property. You know, one person's rights kind of ends where the other people's rights begin. And the intent of the property maintenance order is to preserve that neighborhood values, the aesthetics, and the enjoyment of everyone's property, including your own property, sir.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but if you make this ordinance the way you had it rolled up in the newspaper, it don't matter what you got in your backyard. You got more than two vehicles back there, it's not going to fly, because you're saying the privacy fence does not allow you to have what you want in your backyard. Now, I agree with you. You come in my backyard and it's trash, let's take care of it. But if it's 5, 6 cars sitting there on a gravel pad that I'm waiting to work on or take transmission out of or do something, then it's Volkswagens. I've dealt with Volkswagens all my life. Okay? Nobody can see them. You know, I built a 50 by 70 building in my backyard, 16 foot tall, put stuff in because of my neighbor next door. He tried to shut me down on building that building. I got a big lot in the city of Owensboro. I've got a lot over there. Steve can vouch for that. And I think when he come over there and saw my property, I don't have a junk piece of property. I do have a lot of stuff. That's granted, I do. But it's all kept in order, it's all in line. I put gravel back there to park the cars and trucks on, stuff on. I keep it mowed every week, and nobody can see it now. You know, I shouldn't have had to build a junkyard fence all around my house, but I did. You know, and you make it to where these fences aren't no good. I don't know where, I think you're going to open up a big can of worms.
Well, I don't think that's the intention of the ordinance, is to make it so that fences aren't important, right, Wayne?
It's not to address those folks that are in compliance with laws and ordinances. It's to address those folks that do not comply with laws and ordinances. You know, regulations are made for those that do not comply. It's not made for those that comply. You know, speed limit signs are posted to inform the public of what the speed limit is, and to enable the policing agency to enforce those that do not comply with those standards. You know, part of your answer, you've answered yourself, is that, you know, if you're parking on areas that are designated for parking, now that answers part of the question. The other thing is, you know, if you've got a building of that size and you've got 15 or 20 cars stored outside, or is that really a hobby, or is that a business? I mean, so the intent here is not to prohibit people from doing things. It's to control those that get out of control, sir.
Counselor?
I was just going to respond to Mr. Payne. Tracy, I remember coming out there, and I remember your property was very neat. You'd built the kind of a stable out there, and I remember the cars yet. I'm a car guy as well. You know, unless it has changed since that time, I don't see you as being in violation of this ordinance. The main concern that we had, you know, when we came out there originally was you had a horse, and unfortunately your lot was not big enough to keep a horse.
Tell us about the horse.
Well, I don't have horses no more.
I had a Mustang back there.
But I've not ever had another single complaint against you, and I guess that's because your neighbor died. I don't know.
Right, that's right. You're right. Well, but I'm just worried that for other people, the privacy fence isn't going to take care of their problems, and we got to have some way to have our stuff at our house, so we all might as well move out in the county. You know, when I was going through all this, you know, Joe Sublett made the comment to me, that's why I live in the county. I mean, you know, I don't know where you live, but I got a feeling it's in the county. But,
all right,
you know.
Thank you for your comments.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else? Thank you, Mr. Shelton. Good job. City Clerk, where in the world are we? 8B. Okay, Counselor, you're up.
Municipal Order 35-2019, a municipal order authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a memorandum of agreement by and between the city of Owensboro and Davis County, Kentucky for emergency medical ambulance services and establishing an ambulance contracting authority, introduced and publicly read for approval this 17th day of December 2019.
I make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
City Manager, you have anything you'd like to share with us?
I do, Mayor.
Okay.
This municipal order authorizes an agreement with the county for the creation of the Ambulance Contracting Authority, whose sole function will be to administer the contract with AMR, the community's ambulance provider. Oversight of the ambulance contract is currently provided by the Medical Control Authority, which will soon be disbanded. The new entity will have the same purpose, but a name that better reflects the service it provides. It also has a slightly different membership, including representation from the public. The new authority will have 6 members, with the city and the county each having 3 appointments, 1 each from law enforcement, fire department, and the general public. The county approved this agreement at the previous fiscal court meeting.
Okay. And we have offered adjunct membership.
There are ex officio positions as well for the hospital, for the medical director of the ambulance service as well.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion? Mustang guy, you all right? You want to get in on this one? Okay. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Oh, no.
Okay. Commissioner Condor votes no. All right. Let's go to item 8C.
Municipal Order 36-2019, a municipal order authorizing the mayor to execute real estate purchase agreements for properties located at 1013 West 8th Street, 1015 West 8th Street, and 1017 West 8th Street, and further declaring the properties as surplus properties, and further authorizing the mayor to execute deeds transferring the properties in accordance with KRS 82.083. Introduced and publicly read for approval this 17th day of December 2019.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
City Manager?
Yes, Mayor, briefly, this municipal order authorizes the purchase of 3 properties on West 8th Street using federal funds that must be used for low-income housing. The MO further authorizes the properties to be transferred to Habitat for Humanity. Habitat will build 2 new houses to go along with 4 existing Habitat projects on that street.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. City Manager's item tonight. Okay, consider financial report ending October the 31st, 2019. Should I be happy to call on Ms. Hamrick?
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
The financial report for the month ended October 31st, 2019. Our general fund revenues through October 31 of $20,840,146 were $812,306 over budget, primarily due to timing in property tax and occupational tax withholding. Our general fund expenditures of $19,266,602 were $1,778,895 under budget, primarily due to timing in various areas such as street work, capital expenditures, and services, and also partially due to savings in personnel services due to temporary vacancies. Outside of timing variances, the revenues and expenditures in other funds are in line with budget. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to try and answer.
Any questions? Okay, could I have a motion to file for audit, please?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. This time we'll go to 9B, consider personnel appointments. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight we have the following appointments. William Culbertson, probationary full-time, non-civil service appointment to road worker with Public Works effective December 23rd. Susan Crago, probationary full-time, non-civil service appointment to telecommunicator with the Police Department effective January 6th. Trevor Dixon, probationary full-time, non-civil service appointment to firefighter effective January 6th, contingent upon successful completion of all post-offer pre-employment requirements. Brad Hall, probationary full-time, non-civil service appointment to firefighter effective January 6th. Joseph Calvert, probationary full-time, non-civil service promotional appointment to maintenance worker with the Grounds Department effective December 23rd. Robert Lacey, professional full-time, probationary full-time, non-civil service promotional appointment to bus driver with the Transit Department effective December 23rd. Elizabeth Moore, probationary full-time, non-civil service promotional appointment to bus driver with the Transit Department effective December 23rd. John Hodges, regular full-time, non-civil service appointment to bus driver dispatcher with Transit Department effective December 4th. Kimberly Tigner, regular full-time, non-civil service appointment to paralegal with the Administration Department effective December 17th. And Andy Owen, regular full-time, non-civil service appointment to fire driver engineer with the Fire Department effective December 23rd.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion on these appointments? Josh, you've been busy. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 9C, City Manager comments?
No additional comments tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 10, communications from elected officials. Commissioner Pam Smith-Wright.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
I only want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and also for you to remember what this season is really about and think of those who are less fortunate than we are. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Maglinger.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and if you're traveling, please be safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Condor.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to ask everyone if they could remember in their prayers, hopefully maybe this evening and a couple of the days, is my cousin was the person in the house over on Plum Street to where he was burned, second degree burns over 7% of his body. My aunt Facebook messaged me and said that he's on a ventilator, smoke is in his lungs, not too bad. They're concerned about his brain. But he was a veteran, didn't have a whole lot. But on this time of year, especially Christmas, to remember those that don't have, especially when they lose almost everything. Merry Christmas to everyone. Have a safe holidays. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, we'll take a moment of silent prayer on behalf of Commissioner Condor's relative, please. Thank you.
Thank you,
Commissioner Sanford.
Just a quick comment. I want to thank our street department and Wayne. Commissioner Pam Smith right now, a little while ago, we went and behind Newton Parish, there was a sidewalk that someone came to us about. It was a child that could not get up and down the sidewalk. And they put in some curb cuts, and I think you guys pushed it to the front, Nate, and I appreciate you guys doing that. And that's the kind of thing that makes us a special city, when you guys get to something so quickly and do something for children in need. Anyway, I just wanted to thank you guys. And I don't know how, if people understand how fortunate we are to have a city like this that can get onto something so quick and take care of our kids, but it's a big deal. And I appreciate you guys for getting on that so quick and making that happen. So anyway, and a very Merry Christmas to everybody in the community. That's it.
Okay. All I want to do is thank all the employees of the city of Owensboro, because from those numbers we got today, it's quite obvious that everybody's pitching in and doing an excellent job, and wish them all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Item 11 is open public forum. Members of the audience are invited to address the City Commission on any matter of public concern that was not on tonight's agenda. Comments are limited to issues within the scope and responsibility of this commission. Commission meetings are held to conduct city business for the benefit of Owensboro citizens and taxpayers. At this time, anyone who wishes to address the City Commission, please make their way to the podium to be recognized. Speakers must state their name and address for the record and limit their remarks to 3 minutes or less. Open public forum. 6'5" officer, you got anything you want to say? I feel safe with him in here, don't you all? He's a big old boy. Okay, hearing nobody take the speakers, we'll move to item 12, which is I'll make a motion to enter into a closed session under KRS 61-.8101B to discuss the acquisition of sale of property. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion about that, guys? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 And for the press, no action will be taken following this closed session.